Like, if a meal train goes out, because I think you could see all the people like a paperless post. And if I see there's second and third circles in there.
What's the longest acceptable meal train?
Man of the year, man of the year, man of the year. Welcome to the #1 friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
So Matt, you are basically on red baby alert.
Oof.
Your wife is going to give birth any moment. By the time this comes out, you're going to be
A dad.
a dad. And I just wanted to say before you have your kid that you are going to be a great dad.
Thank
This
you.
is going to be earnest, by the way. I'm not going to make a joke. I know every soon-to-be father probably has some sort of existential crisis, but like, there's nothing I'm less worried about than you. Of seeing you with your nieces and your nephews and our friends' kids, like, you're going to crush it.
I think you were away for my meltdown.
I actually only heard about it through the grapevine, and I didn't, I haven't, can you just tell me?
Oh, man. Yeah, so I usually pride myself on keeping an even keel.
You're pretty even keeled.
Pretty even keeled until last Friday night at Craig's, which is like the most Hollywood restaurant. Sitting at the bar on a date night. The problem is my neighbor who drinks too much. Every time I go over there, I went there for a happy hour. I had 3 margaritas and I'm already cooked. You know, like I was already.
Ooh, I love margaritas as a happy hour.
Like
in the house.
He has them in the house and he
Okay.
makes them fresh and it's delicious, but you don't even realize you're already wasted.
Because you're not a margarita. Didn't we say we weren't going to drink tequila anymore?
Yeah, we just said we weren't gonna
I take back what I said. You're going to be a terrible dad.
So I get to the restaurant and I'm already like a couple sheets to the wind and we didn't have a res. We tried to do because somebody canceled on us. Another couple canceled on us.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Yeah. And so I'm ordering martinis because that's what you do at Craig's.
You go margs to martinis? Oof, margs to martinis.
Suicide mission. Suicide mission. And then there's just like 2 random people sitting and like they're like kind of getting up. So we kind of hover and then we make friends.
Wait, this is to eat at the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And then I just start getting drunk and I just start having a meltdown. I start crying.
Were you seated at this point?
No, weeping. Weeping.
What were you saying?
All kinds of stuff, all about my childhood, like everything about just like my failings as a man, like everything coming out, you know? But interspersed with that, I'm also trying to buy shots.
Were you trying to buy shots?
For the people next to me.
Oh,
in
my
between
God.
weeping sessions.
Were other people like aware?
Let's just say, wasn't my finest hour.
It's funny. I knew you had a crisis. You actually had not. This is the first I'm hearing about what actually happened. But to me, it just seems so like you're going to be incredible.
I think you can hear that and you can believe that stuff about yourself. I think it's just a lot of things are happening. You're processing a lot of things. Like I'm having trouble sleeping. Usually I'm the best sleeper ever. Like every night.
You are?
Yeah.
Why are you texting me at 5 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. I'm telling you, it's something is off
Okay.
and it's hard to process. And it's just like, there is a monumental life change coming. It's monumental and I know it. And people keep saying like, you go into the hospital, one person and you come out another. I'm like, okay, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think I wasn't processing it fully enough. Like we talk about it, but I don't think I was actually kind of like really processing it. So it was kind of like doing the old behaviors, which is like shoving everything down into a little box until it explodes. So it exploded all over the bar at Craig. So sorry, Craig.
I'm so confident.
Thank you.
Like,
You want to know what the morning after was like?
what?
I try to cut off. I know all the husbands in here know this movie. Try to preempt the talking to. I tried to preempt the talking to. I went and I got a 4-pack of donuts and her favorite bagel. All just, hey, I got you breakfast. And she just goes, have a seat. Have a seat. There's no worse feeling than knowing you have to sit in a specific chair. You know, and you're like,
I'll stand.
I'll stand.
Yeah.
And she does that tap on the seat. I think we should have a little talk. But is there something you want to tell me? Something going on?
I mean, more so than when you blubbered the night before?
No, she was saying she was like, why don't we talk soberly?
Got it.
Instead of you buying a round of shots for random strangers at the bar while you're on a date night with your wife.
So you definitely kind of had all your Matt things happening at
Oh,
once. Like you're shot buying,
All
you're
of it.
emoting.
All of it.
I know people say it comes naturally, but like you're like so prepared, I think.
So that's the part where I like to be in control and be prepared. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not worried about me or Jess.
Okay.
I'm just worried about this human that has
Yeah.
all these variables.
Yeah. I mean, you got to just keep them alive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you. Again,
Thank you.
When this airs, we're going to be deep in fatherhood, and like I'm really just. I was going to say I'm proud of you, but you haven't actually done anything yet. But like, I'm just very confident.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do have one thing I wanted to bring up.
Oh, there it goes. Well, you gave me a good, like cuddle sesh first. Now you slam me. Now you can smear me.
So you and Jess reached out to me and asked me to do your meal train.
Yes. For those who don't know what that is, maybe you want to tell them.
So actually, let's get into meal train for a second because I never heard of it until like 18 months ago.
Listen, I never heard of it until I bought 19 meals 18 months
What
ago.
is going on? People stub their toes. Meal train?
Hey, I feel now I'm entitled to a meal train.
Yeah.
I've been on, we're late in the kid game. Every kid, we had like 20 kids born in the last year.
So Meal Train is basically a website where if you have a kid or someone passes away and just there's some sort of traumatic incident, your friends can sign up to send you food delivery, so you don't have to worry about that. Is that
yeah, and I will say I'm gratuitously taking advantage of this. Like I don't think we necessarily need a meal train. I'm absolutely 100% just gratuitously trying to get some reciprocity and have all these meal trains that I've done.
Because I feel like there should be more for like, God forbid there's a death or something traumatic. Like
I agree.
People have been having kids for 10,000 years.
Totally agree. Just heard of it. But you know me, I love a fad.
You love jumping on the train bandwagon.
Any train, on most trains. Okay. Not every train, but most trains.
So this is the text from your wife to me. Will you do a meal train for us once the baby comes? No, please. That's fine. We'll let you know when to start it. No problem.
No, please. Oh my God.
No, I'm joking about that because I'm actually joking about that because I don't like being buttered. I don't like being buttered, so I'm fine.
Direct.
But then Matt parachutes into the text. Only healthy food. No Chinese. No Thai. No Mexican. No pizza. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Now I got any other rules that I need to follow in this fucking meal train?
As a guy who loves living the most rigid rules, I would have thought you'd respect.
Don't ask for the meal train if you can't go through the tunnel.
Oh, I think that makes sense.
Do you want a meal train or you don't want a meal train?
I know, but I'm just worried Fat Matt is going to be. Next time you see me on this podcast, you'll see just 3 chins right here.
Guys, check us out on YouTube now and then again in 6 weeks.
And guess my weight gain. Right? We should do guess my weight gain.
Well, can we just go back to meal train for a second? Because it is on its surface, this is something that we should encourage.
It's very nice.
Still, I don't like it.
Well, now I'm not going to say I don't like it because at first when I discovered it, I was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll do this. But then after the 20th free meal, I should have gotten a free something myself.
I think part of it is, as we know, I don't like being obligated to do anything. But also, it feels a little perfunctory.
I agree with that part of it. Because I actually have come around on the meal train because I'm like, oh, this is nice because it's like a friendship strengthener.
Yeah, but is it?
Yeah.
It's too easy though.
Yeah, but I agree with the perfunctory thing of it of you just put your name in a thing and there's no communication whatsoever, but there is. So when you get the meal, that couple texts you and goes, thank you so much for the Thai food or this or that. And you just feel like a little bit of gratitude between friends, which is always good, right? I mean, it's always good to have that gratitude feeling towards your friends.
But
I agree with you. It's very perfunctory.
When our Fireball Adam had his kid, I was coming over there a few weeks later, and Claire, his wife, reached out to me. She's like, we're in the thick of the kid situation. Like, can you please bring over some dinner for us? We were at our wits' end. I was like, absolutely. Snapped into mode. She was like, I don't even want to know. Don't even give me the options. Pick it out, find something good. And I felt sort of very, I don't know, fulfilled, sort of needed. I mean, I know it's not about me. It's about them.
I'm sure that's where the meal train originated from. It went from being this really nice, intimate, desperate call from a friend in need, or you just realizing they're in need and doing it, to as usual in the capitalist system, a business,
How do
right?
they make money?
Mealtrain.com.
How do they make money?
No, I have no idea. Is it a thing?
Maybe take a cut. Yeah, it must be. It must be.
Yeah. No, look, I think it's nice on the whole. It's really nice and we encourage it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're doing a friendship podcast. I think it's something that strengthens bonds between friends. But I do agree with you. There's just something impersonal.
It's funny. I think we're taking the opposite tax here because you always say like, do something.
Yes. I think you're making me realize there's something a little off about the meal train, which I hadn't thought about. Because I'm usually just like, this is great. This is a nice thing. But now that you're bringing it up, I'm always like, why don't I feel amazing about it? And I think it's because, so how can we make the meal train feel slightly more personal?
Well, one thing is I think it needs to be sent to less people. Like if a meal train goes out, because I think you could see all the people like a paperless post. And if I see there's second and third circles in there.
What's the longest acceptable meal train? It's almost like I got it. It's almost like breastfeeding when you see somebody doing it for a little too long.
Yeah.
Are you still on that meal train?
That's the original meal train. The tit is the original meal train. Oh fuck.
Oh my God, it's called attachment meal training.
What's right? Because they're like 6 months in.
6 months in, they're just like, oh, this is great. Like, where'd you get this? Oh, it's our friend that I worked with 3 jobs ago.
Should I just send a meal train for like single guy meal train?
Single man meal train. By the way, I asked, so I was checking with Jess of like, should I ask work people? She was like, no, stop it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I was going to extend the train. Actually, I went the other way. Last night she showed me the list. I'm like, this is only like 2 weeks. I was like, oh man, we could dine out on this meal train until summer.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like the meal train should be less than a month.
30 cars long.
I guess
28 in February.
I mean, I suppose
29 on leap year.
Let me ask you this. How did you guys decide that I was going to be the conductor? Was that a conversation?
Yes, somebody else offered to do it.
Whoa.
Oh.
Who?
I won't say.
Okay.
But they were also going on vacation.
So did you say to this person, no?
Yeah, Jesse must have texted them or said Karo's on it.
But did you then and Jesse talk and say, should we just have Karo do it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're the conductor. You're the planner.
No, I'm interested because.
But you're also like the friend facilitator, so it's good.
And I know all your friends.
Yeah.
But also, is it weird to ask like the single guy to do it? Am I thinking too hard about it?
Oh, is it meant to be for a couple? Is it like meant to be a couple thing?
Well,
you think that we've now denigrated somebody else? Like
no. You've
like giving it to you.
You've denigrated me.
You.
I'm just saying like.
Well, this is an honorarium.
Yeah.
This is the most shystiest honor you've ever bestowed to somebody.
Well, because couple friends have split a certain role in your life.
Yeah.
You don't have that many non-couple friends. So just interesting that the one person who's never done a meal train is now the choo-choo.
Yeah. It's dangerous. Yeah, this guy's like, Speaking of couple friends, lots to talk about there.
Yeah, when we spent 20 minutes on meal train.
I know.
Should just be a meal train episode?
I know. We really want to talk about couple friends because we realized a lot of our listeners are couples. Actually, everybody I know is a couple and is super interested in this convo. And Karo may learn something that he may be able to apply in a couple of years too. You knew that was coming. So this episode, I wanted to talk about couple friends. I always find it fascinating. Like you never really know, obviously you know with your best friends, but you never really know where you rank in the couple hierarchy in somebody else's couple friend list. Like I think it's harder to discern that than it is like with these are my best friends. These are the people I hang out with every day. Because you don't really know the frequency that other people are hanging out with other couples.
Got it.
Like I remember, this is like a decade ago. I remember I was out with this couple that I thought was like super fun and super cool. And I was like, we should definitely do this again soon. Like, and then I was talking to my ex and I was like, oh, I love them. Like, it's awesome. Like we should hang out with them again. She's like, settle down. I'm like, what? She's like, they're like, very, very in demand.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. She's like, we're not in their A roster.
They're in demand.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people want to like like they were a good couple to like.
But now you're the one.
I think we're in demand. Yeah. I think we are in demand. not to like toot my own horn. I think we're a fun couple.
Mm-hmm.
We're engaging. People like to go out with us. But I also think, there's, as you get older, right, you're just like kind of have your routine couples and then you're like adding people into the mix and then you have a good time and you're like, well, are we now like cementing that as a new couple friend or do we just want to keep it as like an occasion? Because I think the good thing about like couple stuff is like you can do it very occasionally because there's a built-in like we're so busy, especially people with kids.
When you communicate with couple friends, do you have a 4-person text chain or you just go to the dude?
Well, I would say it's mostly more my wife making the plans more, which is something that we've talked about. I think for a lot of guys out there, if you're having a problem, it's maybe because you're just letting your wife choose your friends de facto. Right? So if she's in charge of the plans, it's going to be you're just friends with her friends, right. Random husbands, or even your friend, she's getting to choose who and when. Like right now, since we're about to have this baby, Jesse lined up plans with everybody, and luckily we have like a lot of the same friends, but like if it's not me doing it, she's not going to randomly make plans for my friends that I want to see before the baby comes.
Does she make plans unilaterally?
Usually, because she has my calendar.
But I'm saying she goes, I'm making plans with Susan and Bob.
No, I made them.
I made them. I made them. And how often are you like, oh.
Are we being honest?
Yeah.
No. Look, I like most, me, I'm on like pretty easy about it,
Yeah.
But of course, like.
I hate how easygoing you are.
Yeah. Am I too easy? I should be like, no, we're not doing that.
Well, just that you are the kind of person who gets along with everybody.
Right. So it's like.
And I just wish I had that. Because I would be stamping my feet.
Right. I should stamp my feet a little more, maybe. I don't stamp them enough.
You don't stamp.
But then I had that meltdown. So now I can't stamp for a while. It's going to be a while before the next time I can put my foot down on anything. But yeah, so I think for a lot of guys out there, like you should take a more active role in your couple planning. Otherwise, you do end up with something that may not align with what your friend goals are.
What would you say to guys who have made a new guy friend or are taking a sort of like work friend and sort of trying to get closer to them and they haven't met the wife? Like, how do you broach the first couple meeting or date or friendship?
I think you hang out a couple of times first.
We're talking about with the
guy.
No, I mean after that.
Right. No, I'm saying, but I don't think you rush let's just also, because you may not know that you definitely want to lock in on this.
No, I'm saying once you know you want to take it to couple friend level.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, you want to go out? We should all do dinner with the wives.
Well, we are going.
We
to
are.
dinner.
Yeah, we are going to do. We
Yeah.
are. You're right. Not we should. We are.
Yeah.
You just say, hey, my wife and I were talking about. I think people like to know that they're being talked about with the significant other.
Is that a tip/hack?
Tip/hack.
Don't look at the camera. I hate it.
Tip/hack. Tip/hack. I think people like to know. You go, hey, I was just talking to my wife about you guys. She'd love to meet you.
Okay.
That makes people feel good.
That's good. Even if you haven't even met the guy's wife.
Yeah, because you've probably talked about. Hopefully, you're learning a little bit from this pod, which is like when you're out with your friends, talk about substantive things in their life. Their significant others, et cetera. Like I just went out with my new friend that we met. We went to a Knicks game and we talked about our significant others.
Okay. I didn't even hear about your man date.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll do it on another episode.
Okay.
We're talking about a couple. Well, talking about a couple of friends that I don't, we haven't done that part yet. But yes, I think probably.
Is this new couple friend material?
Definitely.
What the fuck, man? So you guys are on the fast track.
Could be.
How many?
I'm going to listen to his podcast.
Oh, why don't you suck his dick while you're at it? How many guy hangs are you going to do before you bring the wives in?
I think probably a couple more.
Okay, so that's not even that much.
Yeah, it's really one or two. I think you got to do a couple before you bring it to the wife level.
Or maybe meet the. I mean, what if? I don't know. What if?
Then again, you may not like the significant other. That opens up a whole can of worms.
What if your wife doesn't? I mean, Jess likes everybody,
right? But I will say, I think like a lot of people. I think there's a little lack of self-awareness of like, hey, this other person we should definitely do this again. Like a lot. Like sometimes it's like, yeah, that was fine, but like sometimes you go out with somebody and you're like, you don't have the chemistry couple wise.
Yeah.
Did
you ever go out with a couple and you're like, wait, I actually like the wife better than my friend?
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
I think that happens. Totally. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Sounds like, how do I hang out with the wife?
Then you're getting into weird territory.
Yeah.
What about the seating? Couple seating is always weird. I never know. what the protocols are should it be
Mm.
man, wife,
So the wives are on the same side.
yeah, or should
Yeah.
it be man, wife, wife?
Okay. This is an audio podcast.
Right. So how do we explain this to audio? Should the man and his wife be side by side
Or cross.
facing each other?
Ooh, that's really interesting.
Or should you,
I think my gut, first gut, said you should be side by side because then you're physically next to your partner.
Yes.
But you don't really need to talk to them.
right. The problem is then you're looking eye with a strange man.
Well, I assume this is your friend
I know he's still another man.
because if you and I got dinner,
It goes against the whole side by side man thing.
oh right,
The way men are brought up is to hang out side by side. They don't feel comfortable.
right,
Actually, I think it's a good exercise. I think men should face the man eye to eye, face to face, and be
Yeah.
intimate. Because it is an intimacy thing. Looking somebody in the eye
yeah.
is intimate.
What about if it's a 4-person table and it just goes guy on one side, girl on one side, girl on one side. So you're cornering. You and the buddy are corners. The girl are corners. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
No, the men should be in a semicircle. The men should be on the outside.
A semicircle that meant to be in the.
Yeah.
I can't even
The
follow.
the women should be on the inside, so the women can be closer to each other.
Got
I
it.
think that's the appropriate.
What's semicircle? What are you talking about?
Like a Dantana's type, when you're in a booth, like a semicircle.
The women are where?
On the inside.
Oh,
And
in
the
a
men on the
booth.
outside.
So the men, yeah, because men are louder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
So you don't like being across. So then you should be next to the guy. Then you're
No, I
sitting next
think-
to a guy.
Yeah, I think you should be across from the guy.
Yeah.
I think you should be looking eye, intimate, having your own little conversation.
Ooh, how about this? What if you're next to your partner, if the guy is diagonal from you? So the couple's switched.
Yeah, then it's like, then you're looking another man's wife in the eye. It's
That's what I like. That's what I like.
It's a little suspect.
Yeah. Now you mentioned in your preamble about having a nervous breakdown that
We're now labeling it a nervous breakdown.
By the way, I actually said to myself, oftentimes in the cold open, Matt says something really nice and earnest about me. And I'm going to say something about him, and it's devolved into fucking running the train on your midlife crisis.
No, he just called it a nervous breakdown.
Wasn't it not a nervous breakdown?
Oh, God, that is the...
Crying in a restaurant?
Remember, they used to use nervous breakdown. That was like the thing about right before they institutionalized the housewife. You know?
You suffered from hysteria.
Oh, God. Yeah. They're gonna I'm getting lobotomized.
So you said that one of the reasons you didn't have a resi was because you got canceled on.
Yeah, by a couple. And I do not like that.
What would have been different if I canceled on you and I'm a single?
Yeah.
Oh.
You get more leeway.
Oh.
I think couples canceling, it's like...
That is, in a way, that's the soft bigotry of low expectations of me.
Yeah, no, there's something, I just think in general,
Yeah.
I feel that couple plans are supposed to be cemented,
Mm.
But this person was suffering from a true physical ailment.
Okay, well, then it's okay.
Yeah, it's excusable. But I do feel like that's, you don't get a lot of free hall passes on canceling on another couple.
Before we started recording, we were talking about our friend Jeremy.
Yeah.
And I said I haven't met his child yet. And
I said, well, you're overdue.
I'm overdue. I also, I didn't do his meal train.
You were on the meal train
I
list.
was on the meal train list, and I looked and it had 74 people.
74.
Yeah. And I just go,
Oh my God, they've been dining out for months.
they're still doing it. Since I don't have to meet the kid because he's still on the train. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the new rule. You don't meet the kid until the train stops.
Yeah. But
I'll meet the kid at the station.
But I just saw the 74 and I was like offended. I was like,
All right, so I've lowballed. I said I have 2 weeks worth.
yeah. I don't want to be part of any meal train that will have me. As a member.
Yeah.
As a-
74?
Yeah, something high.
No, I'm kind of like proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Wow.
74? No,
Yeah.
it's egregious.
But also, by the way, as I love kids, I want to meet his kid. It's just, he's in the east side. I'm not. I mean, it's like single guys don't really go over to see the kid. Should I? Shit. Should
I think they do.
Do they?
I think they do.
And Jeremy's going to listen to this.
Yeah.
And if by the time he listens to this, I still haven't seen the kid, he should reach out to me. Balls in your court, Dad.
Oh yeah. I got a busy dad struggling with new fatherhood.
He's
should have to take it upon himself to reach out to Karo.
You know what he's not struggling to do? Eat.
No, he's not. And it shows.
Oh, wow, that was mean.
Yeah, that was mean. I take it back. He's doing well. He's losing all that weight.
Should we take a listener question?
Yes.
Asking for a friend.
All right, guys, this is Asking for a Friend. If you have a friendship dilemma or friendship question, send it to us at Man of the Year Podcast on Instagram, or you can find me and Matt online. It's pretty easy, or in the show notes. We will anonymize it. By the way, I always introduce the Asking for a Friend. Did you want to do it?
No.
Okay.
But I have a really good, funny, sometimes they're serious. This one, I mean, it's not serious, but it's a little lighter.
Okay.
So this person wrote in and said that they and their wife are really good cooks, and that they often get together with another couple, but they don't always want to go out. They want to go eat in.
Okay.
And they want to reciprocate. So like when this couple cooks for them, they said they're like incredible cooks. Who knows? Maybe they're not, but that's what they're saying. And they said the other couple is very not good at cooking.
Okay.
And they said they don't know what to do because they feel they'll insult them if they don't go over there. But like they've had many bad meals there.
So one couple good cooks and knows it. Other couple bad cooks doesn't know it.
What say you?
I mean, my first instinct is like, how bad is this food? Because if it's like serviceable, then you just grin and
suck
bear
it up. Right.
Yeah. Or just say, let's go out. Or just say, come over here.
Right.
Or just say, we'll bring something.
Well, I'm saying when somebody wants to cook for you.
Hey, I'm going to bring something. How about a full roast?
Fully baked everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I said it's very light. I feel like this isn't like but I feel like that probably happens more than you realize. Luckily, most of our friends are pretty good cooks. I would say, you could just, if you know what they're bad at. I think I just discovered it.
Okay.
If it's like, oh, they make such a dry chicken or something, maybe you just go, oh, I just had chicken, or I'm allergic to chicken.
Okay. I'm now allergic to chicken.
Or I just had chicken. If they're like, hey, we're going to cook our special dry chicken.
Okay.
We're going to cook our special dry chicken and potato with nothing on it.
You know how if you are going to a concert, movie, something, how do you haven't said anything yet?
No, I'm saying,
Oh, that's your listening.
Yeah, it's my listening. That's my pregnant pause. What do you call that?
Pregnant pause. You shut the fuck up when we're asking you a question. Wow.
Whoa.
Why am I such a
You
asshole?
called yourself out on that thing too, where you said, am I doing too much?
I call
when I say stuff, you go, and then I said, yeah. And you go, what the fuck? Sorry.
No.
Continue as I sit in absolute silence.
Oh, fuck me, man. This is making us like me just know too much about me and you. When you're going somewhere and there's booze, you sometimes bring a flask and you kind of, well, that's the hardest
He's
thing
laughing because I'm silent.
I can't change. You also when you bring a flask and you top off your drink.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say yes. What if you did that with the food?
That's what I was thinking. I just visualized.
With seasoning.
What if you walked in your purse? You bring it in your purse, a little tapatio, a little ranch dressing in your purse.
Yeah.
I tell Jessie to bring a little ranch in her purse. No, what if how do you do it on the sly?
You have a little
in
your
in
pocket.
Like a little holster?
I think what you do is you bring like the package you get from like takeout, a little salt.
Oh. You're going to get caught pouring sauce.
That's sauce.
Yeah, I'm just
saying.
Sauce.
Ragu in your fucking,
You open up the, not ragu, never ragu.
I think, honestly, you just got to grin and bear it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good. I will eat food I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the only answer.
Also, like, how good a friend are they?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the questions and dilemmas we get
are just like grin and bear it is the answer.
Well, interestingly, or the other way. I was almost going to say the other way around.
Maybe we start communicating better.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Wouldn't you want your friend to be a better cook?
That's the kind of thing, like, now I'm going back to my own thing. Like, no one wins from that.
How about this? Hack/tip.
Hack/tip.
You share a great recipe that you've just discovered.
I think that may be brilliant, but is it the execution of the recipe or is it the recipe that's the problem?
See, I think usually the people who, when you go to their house and it's not good, is that they haven't really done a recipe.
You know what you do for them, the couple that can't cook.
Cooking lessons.
Meal train.
Meal train. Oh, we don't have a kid. No, that's okay. We're getting you a meal train anyway.
Yeah.
One night only when we're coming over.
Right. That's hilarious.
I love that. Is there any logic to, though, the giving them a good recipe that you love, sharing the recipe?
Yeah, I think that's a good low, passive aggressive-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to say, hey, here's a gift certificate for 2 cooking classes.
I mean, can you tell someone you don't like their cooking?
Mm,
Can you tell anyone that?
it's very hard. We told my mom and she ended up getting better.
Interesting.
But I mean, I think only family.
We told my mom and she's still pretty bad.
Yeah, my mom's still pretty bad too. I love you, Mom.
I'm just joking, Mom.
I love you, Mom. It's tough for friends. I think you're right. I think that's one of those ones where it's like there isn't really a fix.
Let me ask you this. I keep coming back to this. Why do people have no self-awareness?
Is it possible that somebody who's a bad cook thinks their cooking is good?
Isn't that the whole point of the question?
Right, no, I'm saying, but is it possible the reverse is true, that they know it's bad and they don't care?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. So they must not know. You're saying they totally lack awareness that but they've been to restaurants. They've been outside of their own home.
I mean, maybe it's the couple that's complaining that has the weird palate.
Right. So maybe the couple that's complaining about this has a overly sophisticated, maybe they're too highbrow.
Maybe the couple that's complaining needs to do like an A/B test and go to another person's house.
No, they're probably right. I mean, we've all been somewhere where somebody just isn't that good at cooking. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You cancel on them last minute.
Yeah.
And then you call meal train. Have we solved this? I'm not sure.
I think that we just stop being friends with that person.
Yeah, you should really only be friends who can cook at your level.
Or we'll just order in.
Oh, what if you preempt that?
And just say, let's go out.
Yeah. Well, no, I like ordering, because maybe they're avoiding going out for like money reasons.
So I will order food to your house.
We ordered to your house.
Or get a third couple to judge.
To judge.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can offer to bring a dish. And if you do that, I got it. You can offer to bring a dish and that allows you to sneak the sauce in.
So you're making a meatloaf with a file.
With a file.
Right.
File of sriracha in it.
Right.
It's got a sriracha file that you inject. It's got a syringe of sriracha in the cake.
Ooh, it's got one of those like cake, icing things full of sracha.
Yes. We hacked it.
We got it.
Asking for a friend.
Well, we don't always get it right. That was asking for a friend. If you have any friendship questions, please send it in and we will answer them.
So what did we learn?
Well, I'm not in a couple, but what I've learned next time I'm in a couple is that guys, like, you need to be proactive in making the couple plans.
Yeah.
Don't just rely on your significant other.
Or you end up with just random dudes who are your wife's friends. And that is really the biggest complaint, I think, that we get from our listeners, not just men, the women who are like, my husband has no friends. And it's like, because you haven't intentionally set out to make your own group of friends or maintain your friendship group.
Right. I mean, we always say be the friend that includes couple friends.
Yeah.
Be the couple friend.
Be the couple friend.
We also said that meal train is a nice gesture, but it can't be the only gesture.
Right. So, Karo, go visit our friend's baby.
And I will be setting up your meal train post haste. Well, guys, that's our show. And if you have any couple friend fails, we would love to hear those stories. And also send this podcast to your significant other because he or she could use the tips/hacks. And remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends.
Love you, buddy.